When you're old and alone, it's easy to believe that the world has passed you by, that your best years are behind you, and that each morning is just another slow crawl through silence. But don't fall for that lie, because within each sunrise is the seed of new purpose, and even in solitude, there is a quiet kind of magic waiting to be found if you simply choose to meet the day with intention. Loneliness may knock at your door, but happiness will walk in if you invite it every morning by doing one simple but life-changing thing: choosing to live deliberately. Wake up, not just to the morning light, but to the miracle that you're still here, because every breath you take is proof that your story isn't over. Don't rush through your mornings. Instead, give yourself time to open the windows, let the sunlight kiss your face, and whisper gratitude to the heavens for another day to try again. Begin with a small ritual: a warm cup of tea, a walk around the block, a moment to tend to a plant, or write a line in a journal, because routines become anchors when the sea of life feels unsteady. Every day, do one thing that makes you feel useful, even if it's just folding a blanket, calling a grandchild, feeding the birds, or reading aloud to yourself. It doesn't have to be grand to be meaningful. Purpose doesn't disappear with age. It just takes on quieter, subtler forms, and your job is to uncover it like a child hunting for treasure. Speak kindly to yourself because you've survived a lifetime of highs and lows, and no one knows how strong you are more than you do. Remember that and remind yourself of it often. Pick one small task each day that makes you feel accomplished, because when your hands are busy, your heart doesn't have time to feel empty. Choose joy actively. Watch your favorite movie again, bake something from your youth, dance to music in your living room, or light a candle at dinner. Celebrate being alive in the little ways, because happiness hides in the ordinary. Don't underestimate the power of reaching out. Even a short phone call, a wave to a neighbor, or a kind message to someone online can create invisible threads of connection that strengthen your soul. Join something, anything: a book club, a community group, a morning walk circle, a local volunteering effort. Because community doesn't always come knocking. Sometimes you have to go build it yourself, one brick at a time. Move your body, no matter how gently. Stretch your arms, walk slowly, breathe deeply, do chair exercises, water aerobics, or sway to old songs, because your body holds the memory of motion, and it responds to your efforts with vitality, not age. Nourish yourself with good food and good thoughts. Prepare meals that make you feel cared for, sit down to eat with peace, and don't skip the small pleasures like a favorite fruit, a chocolate square, or a warm soup. Speak to your younger self with love, tell them you made it, that you're still here and still fighting, and then speak to your future self with hope, telling them that you won't give up, not now, not ever. Be curious about the world around you. Learn something new every day, whether it's a fun fact, a quote, a skill, or even a new word, because learning keeps your mind fresh, and when your mind is alive, loneliness loses its grip. Look out the window with wonder, not weariness. See the changing seasons as proof that nothing stays the same, not even your sadness, not even this phase. Create something: paint, write, build, knit, plant, decorate, sing, because you were not made to only consume life, you were made to create beauty from within. Tell your story, even if just to yourself, because your memories are treasures, and the act of remembering reminds you that you have lived fully and you are still living. Practice forgiveness every day, of others, of the past, of yourself, because nothing clogs the heart like unhealed wounds, and peace is a gift you can give yourself at any age. Laugh out loud, even at silly things, especially at silly things, because laughter is sacred medicine, and it echoes beautifully in an empty room. Talk to God, to the universe, to your ancestors, whoever brings you comfort, because even if you're physically alone, you're spiritually surrounded by the legacy of love you've built throughout your life. Take care of something: a plant, a pet, a corner of your home, because caring for something keeps your heart soft and reminds you that you still matter. Wear clothes that make you feel confident even if no one sees you, because the way you dress affects how you carry yourself through the day. Let music fill your space: nostalgic, calming, inspiring, because music is a friend that never ages, never forgets, and never leaves. Don't be afraid to feel. Cry if you need to, miss people you've lost, speak their names aloud, but don't stay stuck there, because they'd want you to live, to laugh, to go on. Write letters to your past loves, to those who've passed, or even to your younger self. This gives closure, connection, and release. Practice mindfulness in the smallest acts. Notice the feel of warm water on your hands, the taste of a ripe apple, the sound of birds outside, because the present moment is a gift we often forget to open. Set one small goal every morning: I will smile at myself today, I will drink enough water, I will call my sister. And then do it, because completing small goals builds inner strength. Stop comparing your life to others, especially younger people. Your journey is sacred, complete, and worthy just as it is. Reclaim your mornings and evenings. Create peace in them by unplugging from negativity and plugging into what soothes your soul. Prayers, poetry, calming music, or simple silence. Look in the mirror each day and say, I am enough just as I am, because the world may forget to tell you, but your worth has never expired. Practice gratitude, not just for the big things but the small. The warmth of a blanket, the taste of tea, the fact that you woke up today, the softness of your pillow, the kindness of a stranger, the scent of flowers. Learn to rest without guilt and to enjoy solitude without shame, because being alone does not mean being unloved. It means you've learned to stand in your own beautiful light. Celebrate your age, every wrinkle, every silver strand, because they are badges of honor, maps of survival, and reminders of a life courageously lived. Make your space reflect your joy. Add photos, candles, art, quotes. Create an environment that feels like a hug every time you walk in. Start your days with affirmations, I am loved, I am valuable, I am here for a reason, and repeat them like prayers because your brain believes what you feed it. Avoid negative news overload. Protect your peace by choosing what enters your mind and heart. Let go of regrets, each one only weighs you down, and instead focus on what you can still do, still say, still change. Seek moments of awe daily, the pink of a sunrise, the laughter of a child on the street, the sound of wind in trees. These remind you that beauty still exists. If you feel invisible, remind yourself, you are seen by the sky, by your own soul, by the legacy of kindness you've left behind in the hearts of others. Try something new each week, even if it's small. New tea, new puzzle, new route for your walk, because novelty awakens joy. If sadness lingers, talk to someone, a friend, a therapist, even a stranger online, because you don't have to carry heavy feelings alone. Keep a smile box where you collect happy memories, kind notes, old photos, and look through it whenever your heart feels heavy. Create a legacy project, a scrapbook, a video, a letter collection, a recipe book, something that shares your wisdom and preserves your light. Most importantly, remind yourself every single day that you are still becoming, that it's never too late to live, to laugh, to change, or to begin again. Life after 60, 70, or 80 isn't a waiting room for the end. It's a sacred chapter with its own flavor of joy, and it is still writing itself through your choices, your smile, your presence. You are not a burden, not forgotten, not useless. You are a lighthouse, shining wisdom and strength into a world that desperately needs it. So every morning, even when it's hard, stand up, smile, and say to yourself, I am alive, and that alone is reason enough to keep going. The key to happiness in old age isn't found in avoiding loneliness, but in embracing each day with a quiet determination to love life exactly as it is, and to keep showing up for yourself again and again with hope in your heart and light in your soul. And if someday you feel the weight of silence press against your chest like a mountain, remember this. Silence isn't your enemy, it's space given to you so you can finally hear your own voice again. The world may have quieted, but inside you there are entire galaxies of stories, strength, wisdom, and dreams yet to be spoken aloud. Use this sacred silence to reconnect with the parts of yourself you left behind while raising children, loving spouses, or chasing careers. Now is your time, not to mourn what's gone, but to rediscover what's been waiting within. Each morning is a fresh invitation from life, whispering, you still matter. You still belong. There are people who need your voice, your perspective, your lived wisdom, even if they don't yet know it. Write that letter you've been holding in your heart. Share that recipe your mother passed down. Record a voice message for your great-grandchildren to listen to decades from now. Pass down stories not because you're fading, but because your light must continue through others. Know this deeply. Legacy is not just what we leave behind, it's what we live right now. And if the phone doesn't ring as often as it used to, be the one who calls. Be the one who sends a card. Be the one who smiles first. Because love doesn't retire, it just changes its rhythm. And if your body aches more than it used to, treat it not with frustration, but reverence. It has carried you through thousands of days, held your children, danced through youth, healed after every injury, and is still carrying you now. Stretch it gently, speak to it kindly, feed it lovingly, and rest it respectfully. This body is your partner, not your prison. And if you feel forgotten, remind yourself, the sun still rises for you, the wind still brushes your skin, the stars still shine when you step outside at night, and that is the universe's way of saying, you are still a part of this. Find one moment each day to marvel at something. A leaf's design, the sound of rain, the way tea steam curls upward like a spirit. Because wonder doesn't vanish with age, it deepens. Let tears come when they need to. They are the soul's way of watering what still wants to grow. Let laughter come too, often and freely. It is your soul reminding you that joy is still possible. Adopt the pace of peace. Move slower not because you must, but because you can now notice more. Read poetry aloud even if no one is listening. Revisit places from your past, even if only in memory, and let them teach you something new about who you've become. Understand this truth: being alone doesn't mean you are unloved. In fact, the depth of your solitude often reflects the depth of your capacity to love beyond presence, to love in memory, in spirit, in reflection. Take photos of yourself smiling today, not to share but to remind yourself tomorrow that you're still here, still radiant. Frame a photo from your youth next to one from today and see how you've bloomed, not just aged. You are a walking miracle, a survivor of eras, losses, wars, triumphs, pandemics, heartbreaks, and rebirths. Let your home become a gallery of gratitude. Hang up images, quotes, colors that uplift you. Light a candle each evening and let it symbolize everything you've endured and everything you still hope for. Make tea and imagine you are sipping with your younger self. What would you say? What would she or he need to hear right now? Say it aloud. Repeat it like a mantra. And then speak to your future self with compassion. You are going to be okay. We're doing the best we can, and that's enough. Try something playful. Color with crayons, wear mismatched socks, make a silly face in the mirror. Reconnect with the child inside who still wants to come out and play. Aging doesn't mean seriousness. It means freedom. Freedom from approval, from expectations, from rushing. It means finally living as your truest self, without apology. Eat slowly, love boldly, speak gently. Write thank you notes to people from your past, even if you never send them. Let go of bitterness like it's poison, because it is. You deserve peace more than you deserve closure. Let your scars be sacred. They are reminders that you healed. If a song makes you cry, let it play again, because those tears are clearing space for joy. If you feel like no one understands what you're going through, remember there are others sitting alone tonight too, silently wishing for someone to understand. In your loneliness, you are never alone. Others feel it too, and your voice, your story, your kindness can be the bridge that saves them. Build those bridges. Write online. Call radio stations. Volunteer your time. Help someone younger navigate what you've already survived. Your life is a lighthouse for those still lost at sea. You are not forgotten. You are essential. You are a living library of wisdom, emotion, courage, and grace. Read your favorite book again. Watch your favorite childhood cartoon again. Relearn the joy of doing something just because it feels good. Talk to the moon at night. Watch the stars and make wishes. Plant something and watch it grow slowly, just like you're growing still. If you've lost someone recently, speak their name into the wind. Grief shared with the sky becomes lighter. If the days feel repetitive, break the pattern. Rearrange furniture, try a new flavor, start a daily selfie project, say hello to a new person. Shift your energy in small, deliberate ways. And above all, return to the truth that even in stillness, you are a force of life. The sun sets for you to rest and rises for you to rise again. You are nature's rhythm. You are the beating heart of a quiet revolution, one where elderhood becomes power, solitude becomes serenity, and aging becomes art. You are not behind. You are exactly where you are meant to be. The world may be noisy and distracted, but that does not define your value. You are timeless. You are what remains when all else fades. So don't wait for someone to bring you flowers. Plant your own garden and sit in it proudly. Don't wait for someone to ask how you're doing. Ask yourself and answer with kindness. Don't wait for a holiday to celebrate life. Make today the occasion. Make today the turning point. Choose now. Choose joy. Choose yourself. You don't have to fix everything. You don't have to go anywhere. You just have to be here, present, breathing, soft, strong, and open. Because in your breath there is life. In your smile there is light. And in your stillness, there is a kind of peace the world desperately needs. So if you are old and alone, do this every day. Wake up with courage, live with kindness, connect with intention, and rest with gratitude. And if you do, you will never truly be alone, because your spirit will shine so brightly, the universe itself will lean in to keep you company.